Welcome to the next lecture of mechanics of material. So in last lecture we were discussing about shear force and bending moment diagram on cantilever beams. So in today's lecture we are going to discuss the same problems, but whereas the type of load here they have given it as UVL, which is nothing but uniformly varying load. Okay, they will clearly specify you in the question that the type of load is UVL. So let us try to solve this kind of problem. Let us first understand the question clearly. So that draw the shear force and bending moment diagram for a cantilever beam of 4 meter, means the span is given as 4 meter. So let us try to draw the diagram. Whenever they say cantilever, first of all we have to draw one side is a fixed one, one side is fixed one. One side it is fixed means the other side we have to keep it free. So let us come back to the question. So cantilever have drawn, then they have told that it is 0 at free end. So at varying load 0 at free end is nothing but at this point it is 0, but whereas at fixed end the maximum load which is acting is 2 kilonewton per meter, 2 kilonewton per meter. So we know that if you want to join 2 points by using a straight line, then we will get this kind of load. Now all the UVL will be acting in this direction. So this is nothing but called as uniformly varying load. Let us start giving the names. So this is a point A, this is my point B. So we will keep this diagram as it is. We will try to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram on this. I will try to solve the calculation part. So first of all, whenever the beam is given, the very first thing which we have studied and which we have followed in last sections is, so beam is under equilibrium, beam is under equilibrium. So what does this mean is nothing but summation of horizontal forces should be equal to 0, summation of vertical forces should be equal to 0, summation of moment is equal to 0. Already I have told that whenever there is a fixed support you will be having two reactions. So we will draw two reactions here. One is vertical reaction, we write it as RA, and there is a horizontal reaction which is HA. Now there is no horizontal reaction except HA. So as per the equilibrium condition, if you apply summation of sigma h is equal to 0, you will get HA is equal to 0, horizontal force about point A is equal to 0. Okay. Next condition is summation of V is equal to 0. Now when I do summation of V is equal to 0, we know that upward forces is equal to downward forces. Upward forces should be equal to downward forces. So what is this upward forces is nothing but we are having a force RA which is acting in upward direction, and remaining force is because of UVL. So when UVL is given, how to convert that UVL into force is nothing but you have to find the area of the triangle. You have to find the area of the triangle. So what is this area for this triangle is nothing but the span of this has been given as 4, the span of this is given as 4. So what is the height they have clearly mentioned, it is 2 kilonewton per meter. So the area of this triangle will be half into 4 into 2, half into 4 into 2, whose value will be getting as 4 kilonewton. So you have got the value of reaction at point A also. Okay. So once you get this, let us move for SF calculation. What is this SF calculation? What is this SF calculation is nothing but shear force calculation. Let us go to the points. So we have 2 points in the diagram, you can see point A and point B. So let us do shear force calculation for point A and point B. So first of all we have to write shear force before A B point. From right corner we are solving, again I will write the sign convention here, right to left when you solve, downward force is equal to positive, and CCW moment is equal to positive. Okay, clear? So shear force before B is equal to 0, shear force at point B is equal to 0, because we don't have, so shear force about point B is 0, shear force at B is also 0. Why shear force at B is 0? Nothing but there is no load acting at this point. Okay. Next is shear force before A. Shear force before A is equal to, before A means we had a complete UVL. For simplification, I will try to draw the diagram also here for your simplification. This was a diagram. So whose length is 4, this is 2 kilonewton. So this is the load which is acting before A point when you solve from right to left, when you solve from right to left. Therefore shear force before A is equal to load because of this triangle, that is half into 4 into 2, that is 4 kilonewton. Next, shear force at A. So at A means you have to consider the loads before and also at point A. Before is we are having 4 kilonewton, minus at exactly A point we had a reaction whose value is also 4. So minus 4 kilonewton. Whole answer is 0. Let us try to draw this diagram. As soon as you get the shear force values, draw the diagram. So let us extend these points. Okay. So next, what is your, this is your baseline, this is your baseline, we write it as baseline. Okay. So once you get this baseline, now what is the value at point B is 0. I have marked the value of 0 line. Next, what is the value we are having is, if this is 0, next value we are having is at point A, which is 4, which is 4. So this value is 4 kilonewton. Now since this is a uniformly varying load, we have to join these two lines by using a parabola, So this should have some curvature. So this is, since this is positive, you can give the curve to upside or downside. It's not a big deal basing on the curve. Okay. So the value of this is 4 kilonewton. Another thing you have to remember is, when you draw the diagram, you should not cross the limits. Sometimes when you give upper side, so it may go beyond your 4 kilonewton load. So to avoid that itself, we generally do give it somewhat lower level, but it should be a parabolic curve. So I have already mentioned that whenever you complete the diagram, if you want to highlight that, so keep the type of curve above the line. So to understand, for your understanding purpose, write the name of the curve above the, after the completion of drawing of curve. Okay. So I have obtained a parabolic curve. Clear? So whose value has been changed to 0. From again, when it reached here, again at point A there is a vertical reaction because of RA. So because of that it will become 0. So you can highlight this. So this is your shear force diagram. Okay, I will write it here, SFD diagram. Clear? Next, let us move for bending moment calculation. Again, the bending moment calculation also, what is the rules we follow is nothing but, first take bending moment about point B. Why means, what is the extreme point to the right is B point itself. So there is no load before point B, so you can keep it directly 0. Next is bending moment at point A. So when I say point A, bending moment, so we have to identify, when I say moment, you have to identify force into, you have to identify force as well as the distance, So when I say bending moment at at point A means you have to consider the load before A point. So before A point we have a UVL like this, whose values is acting downward. So it will be trying to rotate point A in clockwise direction. So the value is negative. So minus, So first of all, this is what is the load because of this UVL is nothing but half into base into height. Every time when UVL is given, the load because of that is nothing but half into base into height. Some students are getting confused that, so this here they have multiplied means this is because of moment. No, whenever UDL and UVL has been given, you have to multiply with load in terms of UDL. If it is a UVL, you have to identify the area of triangle. You should remember this. Don't get confused with the multiplication symbols. This is my force, this is my force. Then I have to identify the distance. So for identifying the distance, I should remember as per engineering mechanics, we know that the CG of this, why we are concentrating on CG is nothing but this whole force will be concentrated at the CG of the triangle, will be concentrated at the CG of the triangle. If I remove this whole triangle and if I use a same load at a point of CG, so then the effect which is given by the UVL will be same as the effect given by the load, resultant load at that point. For example, the load which we have obtained because of this UVL is 4 kilonewtons. If I keep this 4 kilonewtons at CG of that beam, of CG of the triangle, the effect given by this UVL and this load will be similar. The effect given by this load and the UVL will be similar. For that, what is CG of the triangle? So I will write here, the CG of triangle is generally, if this is your triangle, so if this is your triangle, the CG will be at the apex, it is 2/3 of the distance, and from the higher side it is h by 3. From the higher side it is h by 3. So in your triangle, A point is near your HA, near your bigger side, near your bigger side. This is your smaller side, this is your bigger side. Hence the CG will be present at a distance of h by 3, where h is here 4 meters. So minus 1 by 2 into 4 into 2 into 4 by 3. 2 ones are 2 twos are. So the answer is minus 16 by 3, whose value is minus 5.33 kilonewton meter. Whose value is 5.33 kilonewton meter. Once you get this answer, let us go to the bending moment diagram. So you have got the shear force diagram. So let us extend these lines and draw the bending moment diagram. So first of all, since the values are in negative, I will take the baseline here. So this is my baseline. So from here, so what is the point you have got before? At point B is 0. What is the value of shear force for a point A is minus 5.33, minus 5.33. So since this curve is parabolic, see this curve is parabolic. If the curve in your shear force diagram is parabolic, then the curve because of it in bending moment diagram will be cubic. Because of that, the curve in the bending moment will be cubic. Bending moment diagram will be cubic. So I will try to generalize this. Okay, so how to generalize? So this is negative value, clear? So the height of this is 5.33. Finished. So once you are done, let us see. So if SFD BMD diagrams, if it is a cantilever, if it is a point load, in shear force diagram we will get a straight line, in bending moment diagram we will get a inclined line, Next is UDL. If it is a UDL, in shear force diagram you will get a inclined line. In your bending moment diagram you will get a parabolic curve. If it is a UVL, in this you will get a parabolic curve. Here you will get a cubic curve. I will write line, inclined line, straight inclined line. So here it is inclined, means here it is parabolic curve. If this is parabolic, this will be cubic. So whenever UVL comes, obviously in your shear force diagram you will get a curve of parabolic. Similarly in your bending moment diagram you will get a curve of cubic. Similarly, whenever UDL comes, you will get an inclined line in shear force diagram, and in bending moment diagram you will get a parabolic curve. Okay, so in this way we will try to solve. So see this whole figure now, how we have obtained the shear force and bending moment diagram. This is the entire diagram, how you have to draw, and you have to indicate the values, indicate the plus minus. Okay, some students are feeling that, sir, why can't we solve from left to right? If you solve from left to right, only thing is that your diagram will change its position. Since it is positive here, it will change to negative direction, because only thing we have changed from left to right or right to left is sign convention. So what we have assumed from assumption is, then if you are solving from right to left is nothing but downward is positive, upward is negative. But when you solve from right to left, the downward force will become negative, upward force will become positive. So because of that, this is upward means you will get it as positive direction, but whereas when you solve it, you will get almost this same, but here it will be changing. So there will be a sign convention change only. Other than that, you will get the same exact answers in terms of values. Okay, so we will continue this with respect to simply supported beam. So let us see a problem on simply supported beam. So the question is given as a simply supported beam of beam of length 6 meters carries carries a loads of 3 kilonewton and 6 kilonewton. Whenever they give the value 6 kilonewton, 3 kilonewton direct values, it means it is a point load which is acting at a distance of 2 meter and 4 meter from left end. Draw shear force and bending moment diagram. So let us try to draw the first diagram of this simply supported beam as per the question. So whenever we say simply supported beam, so one side we have to fix it, another side it will be having a roller support, other side it will be having a roller support. Since we are solving from right to left, I am taking roller support on the right side and fixed support on the left side. You can change the supports also, not a big issue. Okay, so only thing you have to remember is when you change the type of support, so here you will get only reaction in both horizontal and vertical direction, but whereas here you will get only vertical reaction. Why only vertical reaction is nothing but this movement is the movement of this support has been restricted only in vertical direction. The movement of it is only restricted in vertical direction, but whereas horizontal direction, because of this rollers, it can move forward, okay. So we will take here two reactions, reaction at a horizontal vertical reaction and horizontal reaction A, but whereas here we will get only a vertical reaction RB. So what I am doing is nothing but I am taking this node as A, this node as B. You can take this as C, this as D. So there is no rules for sign convention. Okay. Next thing is, as per the question, let us see the question. They are saying it carries a 3 kilonewton and 6 kilonewton at a distance of 2 meter and 4 meter from left support. From left support at a distance of 2 meters, we are having a load of 3 kilonewton. You can see the question, 2 meters, 3 kilonewtons. So for 2 meters I have traveled, I will draw a load 3 kilonewton. Okay. Next is you travel from here at a distance of 4, already this is 2, so again I will travel next 2 meters, So what is the load acting at this point is nothing but your 6 kilonewtons, So two loads I have, point loads I have obtained. Okay, and reactions I have explained that here we will be having two reactions. So RA will be having two reactions, horizontal and vertical. Okay, here we will be having a reaction RB. So whenever you are getting this kind of problem, you have to understand about the reactions. So this is previously I have solved cantilever. Cantilever means one side is completely fixed, one side is completely free. So here instead of leaving the other end completely free, we are having a roller support. So that roller support will have a vertical reaction. Okay, so once you draw this, you keep this page or this thing for your shear force and bending moment diagram. Shear force and bending moment diagram. So the total length of the rod has been given as 6, means this is 2, this is 2, again this will be your 2 meters, this will be your 2 meters. Okay. So let us try to solve the problem. Let us try to solve the problem. So first thing we have to do in any kind of, either it is a shear force or bending moment diagram, either it is a simply supported beam or a cantilever beam, the first thing we have to write is beam is under equilibrium, under equilibrium. So when I say beam is under equilibrium, we have to take three conditions: summation of horizontal force 0, summation of vertical force 0, summation of moment is equal to 0. Okay. So in previous cantilever problems, we obtained that whenever I took horizontal load, that is HA was directly 0, and vertical load we have only one load. So basing on that we have got the value in second equation itself. But now let us see what happens when I do summation of vertical forces is equal to 0, that is upward forces is equal to downward forces, upward forces is equal to down forces. Upward forces we are having reactions at point A and point B, downward forces we are having 3 plus 6, you can see the diagram. So upward forces we are having two reactions, RA and RB, but whereas downward forces we are having 3 and 6. So 3 and 6 we have drawn. So we got the values. Now if you see, RA plus RB is equal to 9 kilonewton. Now in this problem what is happening means, even after utilizing of second equilibrium equation, we cannot get the all values, but whereas in this cantilever problem what happened, when I solved this equation, immediately have got the unknown value. So no need to use the third equation, which is moment equation, Here I am unable to solve and I am unable to get the values of RA and RB. So I am moving for the third equation, which is summation of moment is equal to 0, which says clockwise moment is equal to CCW moment. This is clockwise moment. Okay, let us take this. So either I can take the moment about this point or this point or this point, any point. So since here we are having two forces, I generally prefer to take the moment about the left extreme point, since we are traveling from right side. So about this point A, which are in clockwise direction, let us see. So this is in clockwise direction, this is also in clockwise direction. What is moment generally means? Force into distance. Moment is generally means force into distance. So clockwise distance means 3 into 2, because we are taking moment about A. So you can write moment about A is equal to 0. Now I am taking moment about point A, So moment about point A, because of 3 load is 3 into distance, 3 into 2 is 4, 3 into 2 is 6. Another load, what is this load? 6. From 6 load to point A, 6 load to point A, total distance is 4, 2 plus 2, so 4. So that is plus 6 into 4 is equal to RB into 6. Why RB into 6? From RB is also will be having a reaction in this reaction to point A or moment about point A because of the reaction B, which will be trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So I have written here clockwise is equal to anti-clockwise. You can see clockwise is equal to anti-clockwise. So because of that we are going to get this value as RB into 6. Okay, so RB into 6. Now we will get the value of RB is equal to, from this equation you can get 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 6 4s are 12, 6 4s are 24, 24 plus 6 is 30, 30 divided by 6. Okay, here let us solve this again. 6 plus 24 is equal to 6 RB. So RB is equal to 30 by 6. Okay, so RB value will be 6 1s are 6 5s. RB is equal to how much you are getting? 5 kilonewton. RB value you got. So once you get the RB value from this equation RA plus RB, we can solve for RA, whose value will be 4 kilonewton. Okay, So RB value got, RA value I have solved in this equation and I have got the answer. Once you get this value, go to the diagram, replace the values as here it is 4 kilonewton, here it is 5 kilonewton, 4 kilonewton and 5 kilonewton. So once you are done with this, let us go to shear force calculation. Let us go to shear force calculation. That is, we generally write it as SF calculation. We write it as SF calculation. Okay. SF calculation. Now, first SF before shear force before point. Now let us take the names of the points. A, forgot to take in the initial, you can take in the initial itself. A, I have taken this point already. B, so let us take this point as C, let us take this point as D. A, B, C, D we have got. Okay, so what is the extreme point we have? We have extreme point is, we are having extreme point is your B point, extreme point is your B point. So shear force before B is equal to 0 because before B there is no load. Next, shear force at B, shear force at B is equal to 0. Next is shear force before point D, before point D is equal to, when I take before point D, you are having, before point D means in front of it, you are having a reaction force RB which is acting in upward direction. Since it is acting in upward direction, we have to take it as negative. Why, sir? We have already seen the sign convention, right to left, downward is equal to positive. So downward positive means upward will be obviously negative. Next, CCW moment should be taken as positive. Obviously clockwise momentum should be taken as negative. So shear force before D is equal to 5. Next, shear force at point D is equal to, shear force at point D is equal to minus 5. Why minus 5 means? Before also you have to consider, before loads also you have to consider. Before loads plus at point D, if you take, you are having one load, point load which is 6. So minus 5 plus 6, the answer one you will get as 1 kilonewton. Next is shear force before C. Before C means you are having two loads, one is reaction, another is this. So this is 5 minus 5, this is plus 6. So again you will get minus 5 plus 6, what you get as 1 kilonewton. Now shear force at C means you have to consider the loads which are right to it, as well as the load which is exactly at C point. That is the reason minus 5 plus 6 plus 3, minus 5 plus 6 plus 3. So that is equal to, you will get 4 kilonewton, you will get 4 kilonewton. Next, okay, clear? So next is shear force before point A. Before point A means you have to consider all the forces which are right to it, all the forces which are right to it. So let us see in the diagram what are the forces right to A point. We are having is, right to A force we are having 5 kilonewton, 6 kilonewton, 3 kilonewton. These two are acting in downward, this is acting in upward. So these two should be added, this should be subtracted. So that is 3 plus 6 minus 5, which you will get it as 4 kilonewton. Next is shear force at point A, that is equal to, right side forces also we have to consider, and at point A also we have to consider, minus 4 plus 4 minus 4, which you are getting as 0. So let us try to draw the diagram. So from the diagram also you can directly observe it and you can directly draw the diagram without doing all this calculation if it is a shear force diagram itself. So first of all we will draw the baseline. Now since the load is acting upward, we have to move downward. Okay, since the upward force is negative, we have moved downward to a distance of 5 kilonewton, From here we will travel straight because there is no load. You can check the same value you are getting 0. Sorry, here also it is minus 5. I have done mistake here. At point B means minus 5 kilonewton, because at point B itself we are having a point load minus 5. So minus 5, here we will travel as it is. Now when I come to this point, see the diagram, when I come to this point, you are having a point load which is acting downward, this is coming upward, so both are in opposite direction. We will travel against it, to a distance of 1 meter from 1 kilonewton from the baseline, because this is 1 kilonewton. Why? So the negative already we have completed 5 kilonewtons. This is negative 5, positive 6, negative 5, positive 6, we will get positive 1. So positive 1 kilonewton, this is 1 kilonewton. Okay, from here to here there is no change, again we will get the same value. When I get here, I am getting a load of 3 kilonewton acting downward. Downward means we have to move positive direction. So positively we had moved, and once we will reach the value of 4 kilonewton. Why? Means already this is 1 plus 3 is 4. So I have reached this point. Again there is no load between these two. When I reach this point, I will come across a load which is acting upward, so that will make it 0. So this is your positive side, this is your negative side. So the maximum height of this is nothing but 4 kilonewton. This is your 5 kilonewton. So try to draw this bigger. You can change it, no problem. In the mean value diagram you have to change it. Okay, if it is your even though the shape is similar, the values which you are taking should be, you should be clear with this, because this is like, this is 5 means it should be bigger than this. Okay, if you take smaller means it will not look good, so you have to change it. So 5 kilonewton is bigger than this, so this is your shear force diagram as per the question. You can again check back. So 5 kilonewton negative. Next, between these 2 points there is no load, I am coming directly straight away. So once I come across the point where the B point I will come, so here it is having 6 kilonewton. Because of this minus 5 already have completed, so I will travel plus 1 kilonewton. From 1 kilonewton to this point there is no load again, so I am keeping it straight. From here we are getting again 3 kilonewton, so I have drawn 3 kilonewton. Again between these two nodes there is no load, I am traveling straight. So you can even as per the chart which you have prepared, that is, if it is a point load, your shear force diagram should have a straight line. It is a point load, we are getting a straight line, we are getting only straight lines. So with this we can say that our diagram is correct. Okay, our diagram is correct. So once you are done with this, let us go for bending moment calculation. So as per the diagram, I will keep my diagram in front of me, so that you should not get confused while calculating the bending moment, okay. So let us, I hope it is clear. Okay, so what is the bending moment calculation? So first is bending moment at B is equal to 0. Bending moment at B is equal to 0 because there is no load before point B. Okay, before point B. Okay, next is bending moment at point D is equal to, when I do point D, we have to take the loads right to it. So we are having a right to it a RB load, and it is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. That is, RB into distance is 2 meters. We have to take the distance from force to the point where we are calculating the moment. So this 2 meters I will take. So this is equal to RB value, we already know it is 5. So the answer is 10 kilonewton. Okay, next is bending moment at point C. So when I say point C, let us see what is the value we are going to get. So if it is at point C, let us check. So what is the bending moment because of point C is because of the forces which is right to it. One is this one, another is this one. So because of RB, okay, I will write 5 into 2. So RB 5. So from C point to D point, where is the point at point B itself? RB is acting. So point B to point C, what is the total distance? 4. Now this moment is trying to rotate in clockwise. So minus 6 into 2. 2 minus 6 is this load and distance between this load and the point C. Why point C only we are taking? Because we are calculating the moment at point C. So we are taking the distance as 2. Next is bending moment at point A. So what is the value here? Let us check. 20 minus 12. So it is 8 kilonewton meter. So it is also 8 kilonewton meter. Next, bending moment at point A. When I say bending moment at point A, let us see what are all the forces right to it. Is nothing but we have RB 6 3. All we have to consider. That is, we will take 5 into from RB to point A. What is the total distance? 6. 5 into 6. Next, minus 6 from load 6 to point A. What is the total distance? 2 plus 2. So we will take 6 into 4 minus. Why minus? Means these are rotating in clockwise, this is anti-clockwise positive. So 3 into what is the distance? 2. So this is 5 6 are 30, 6 4 are 24, 2 2 are 6. So the answer is 0. So I have got the value 0. Next is 10 kilonewton, this is 8 kilonewton, 0. So let us try to draw the diagram. Let us try to draw the bending moment diagram. So I will extend the lines like this. So you can make this the middle lines dotted, the outside lines as thick lines. Okay, outside lines as thick lines. Now what is the value of bending moment at point B? At point B it is 0. So I will mark the point 0. Next, what is the bending moment at point D? It is 10 kilonewton. This is positive, so I will draw 10 kilonewton. Okay, I don't know the height, just I am using it. So next is bending moment at point C is 8 kilonewton. So I will shift somewhat lower to it. Okay, next bending moment at point A is 0. Now join these points. So what is our law we have studied? If it is point loads in shear force, we will get a straight line, but whereas in bending we will get a inclined line. So we have to join this by inclined straight lines, inclined lines. Okay, clear? This is your bending moment diagram. Since this is positive, we will keep it as positive. This is your baseline. So the maximum height I will indicate here as 10 kilonewton, or you can directly keep the point here 10 kilonewton meter, because this is moment, you have to write 10 kilonewton meter. So with this we have completed the shear force and bending moment diagram. You can observe the diagram of shear force and bending moment for a simply supported beam. Okay, so you can see this. Done. So with this we can further solve the problems on simply supported beams.